What are bilingual dictionaries? Bilingual dictionaries are specialist dictionaries useful for translating from one language to another. Traditionally, they have appeared in paperback or hardback form. However, the Bell Foundation includes amongst them online and digital translation software such as Google Translate and other websites and apps performing similar functions, for instance lexicool.com. How can bilingual dictionaries be used? During lessons, as well as when doing homework, learners can take advantage of their first language skills and look up keywords and other essential vocabulary they need for their lessons. Learners can be encouraged to consider which part of speech the word they are looking up is, for instance, a noun, a verb, an adjective, and an adverb, and try to figure out the meaning of the word from its sentence context. Teachers can suggest to learners with EAL that they check that the word they have found in English is definitely the one they want to use, by translating it back into their first language or other languages they know. Another trick is to encourage learners to check if they have found the correct translation of a word by visualizing it in Google Image Search or other online image search. If an expected image comes up, they have found the correct translation. For example, in a history lesson, the term "a primary source" might come up. Our learner, let's imagine a French speaker, might want to find out what primary means. They would translate the English word into French primaire. If they then search Google Images using the French translation, the first image, showing a primary school, would be incorrect for the primary source context, but the second image, primary being first, would be correct. Learners with EAL are also entitled to use bilingual dictionaries in school exams in certain subjects. It should be noted that these are not all subjects. Schools will need to check in which subjects dictionaries are allowed in the current examination year. Joint Council for Qualifications document Access Arrangements and Reasonable Adjustments specifies what is currently allowed in this regard. Why use bilingual dictionaries and translation software? The effective use of bilingual dictionaries will enhance bilingual competency of a learner with EAL, helping them to form links between English and their first language or languages. Furthermore, using bilingual dictionaries will support learners in being able to access the full breadth of their prior knowledge, which can be mediated by their first language. The principle of building on the learner's first language is a key aspect of EAL good practice. More broadly, there is substantial research pointing to the cognitive benefits of both maintenance and development of bilingual and multilingual skills. More recent research on translanguaging, including by Garcia and Wei, has suggested that encouraging learners with EAL to use their full linguistic repertoire for learning empowers them and helps them achieve their full potential. You are encouraged to watch the translanguaging video in this series and read the Translanguaging Great Idea page to learn more about this topic. What are our top tips for using bilingual dictionaries and translation software? You are encouraged to teach your learners with EAL how to use bilingual dictionaries and translation software intelligently, by thinking about the context and whether the translated word makes sense in that context. How can bilingual dictionaries be used for independent learning? Bilingual dictionaries, whether in paper form or digital, are already typically used by individual people, thus can be used whether one is at home or in the classroom. Translation software such as Google Translate is of course free to use as long as one has access to a device, as opposed to paper dictionaries. Translation software in particular could be useful for communicating with the teacher from home, for instance for understanding teacher's instructions, including for homework. A number of languages in Google Translate can not only be read, but listened to. So, even where learners are not literate in their first language, that is to say, they can speak and understand it spoken but not read and write in it, this Google Translate's function will allow them to understand the message. This tool is therefore useful for ensuring effective communication. Thank you for watching. Please click subscribe to be notified of future videos.